Hello everybody, Izzy here and welcome back to my channel. Today, first of all, I'm nervous, so I'm sorry if I sound like I'm nervous, but the truth is that's accurate. But also, we're gonna do a nice chill video so that I can hopefully start uploading twice a week, if that's a thing. And what we're gonna do is a quick character design session. Whoop whoop! And the way we're gonna do that, if I can find the tab, there we go, a random character generator. And I'm just gonna hit the give me a new idea button right now on bar.brush.com, and it says to draw. Oh no. The timing for this wasn't too good. It says to, quote, draw a contagious human who is average height and skinny, with balding, frizzy purple hair, hazel eyes, a fair skin tone, and warts. They love to meditate. They want to build the best treehouse in their town, but are afraid of lizards. Okay! Okay, we could go down a really stressful road with the contagious human thing. But you know what? Maybe they just have a really contagious smile.
You know, Rona doesn't exist in this universe, okay?
It's gone. It's gone. So con- contagious. We're gonna switch that out with likable. There we go. That works. Average height and skin. You see, the balding, frizzy purple hair is the thing that. I mean, this would imply that they're older. And I want her to be a her, I think. Although, I don't know. Just the. Well, we can try both, I guess. And I'm gonna start out drawing them young, because that's what I'm comfortable drawing. And it'll give me an idea of which general direction I'd like to go for. So I imagine they're just a little chaotic, just a little bit. Also, you guys, I have a heater over here because where I live it's cold, but the tea is that if I have that on, you will be able to hear it, so I have it off. But it's getting cold, so I may have to turn it back on eventually, in which case I'm sorry for the noise. See? Contagious smile. There we go. Oh, she's so cute. I'm gonna do the weird hair on a different layer, just to make it... Okay, so it's balding, but it's frizzy. So how do you, make that a thing? Now, this will probably work better if I age this character up. But what I imagine, if it were a male, I'd do this thing. But I don't see that as much for a female character. I know they say balding as if it's going away, but what if it's just shaved? Like she did this on purpose, you know? So, one half of her hair is bald, and then the other half is just really, really frizzy. I don't know how to make it look frizzy rather than just messy. Maybe instead of... Whoop. Okay, I guess we'll just cut this to a different layer. That's a life hack. If you do something, and then you're like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that on that layer. Just Control X and Control V that sucker. And then... that sounded so aggressive. Anyway, frizzy. So frizzy is like curly, but it's chaotic curly. So, plus it should probably be relatively thin. So it doesn't look like this part was intentional. Like maybe the shaved patch was intentional, but something about this is just not. chaotic. I'll come back to that because now I want to try a male version of this. Okay, so they're skinny, so that face shape may not work. I'm gonna try and keep that more in mind with this character. He's real skinny in the face, kind eyes. I'm trying to age him up just a bit too, and once again, a kind smile that I'm gonna definitely have to work on, but okay. But then for this one, it'd be just like this has literally bald. Then what's left is for the. I don't make it work. And I like the idea of it being half shaved. I do. So then, all right. Most of this is called warts. Warts. I forgot about ye old warts. How do you draw a wart and make it not look like a freckle? That's my question. Maybe if they're just in real weird spots. I think she needs to be older than this. She can still. How do you draw a face that's older? This is gonna be kind of a quick draw session, so I'm not gonna worry too much about if it's not accurate. But I'm still gonna do my best at least. So, much longer face. The smaller eyes that retain the same sort of sweet factor, maybe. Oh gosh, that was awkwardly. But the point, I guess, is just that she's still. I just don't like it as much. I just don't. It's probably because I'm bad at drawing older faces. You know what? That's why I'm drawing it. Because this is what I like to draw. And so we're keeping it like that. Then the question is, they love to meditate. Okay. But they want to build a tree house. So whatever meditation clothes she's wearing, it's not gonna be really like flowy, I guess. It's got to be practical for building stuff, but still look reasonably spiritual, I guess. And the way I see that is by giving her, and we can really play up the skinny factor if that's a real big part of it, is by giving her some sort of pantsuit. Because a lot of times, there's like the belt and then the pants get wide, but instead of that, I think I'm gonna make it that the fabric gets wide at the hip. It's not her, and we can make it pretty clear that it's not her. Okay, something's wrong here. I should probably first get a pose that I like before I throw clothes on it. That's always a good plan. I have music stuck in my head, and I'm trying really hard to not sing it. Because that could be an issue. But know that I'm trying. Anyway. Okay. I mean, technically a better pose would be literally in meditation, but just for design purposes, we're gonna draw her all the way. I'm probably gonna speed through this part to my edit, but if not, hello. You don't need hands. Not right now. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for your face. Now we can add on clothes, and I'll do that in a different color just to make it extra clear. Love to meditate. So, okay, if I were to be drawing her in full-on meditation, I would probably go for something like that. Except drawn a bit better, but it's like, puffy pants, essentially. But that probably wouldn't be too practical for building, which is why I thought that flipping that might be a good plan. But perhaps not. So what we could do is give her a really poofy shirt. This. And have it tied on as such with some pouches on the makeshift belt of sorts. And then from here, just kind of regular pants. I feel like there's something kind of missing here. And it could be in the pose, to be honest. But also... oh, I got it. Okay, so since they're she's relatively chaotic, she can have like arm warmers. Yes, and they're nice and poofy ones. Yeah, I actually don't think I like that. You know what? Since she wants to build a tree house. Oh no. I'm about to do a bad, but I think it's a type of bad that'll work really well for this character. That's right. She's wearing socks with sandals. I just get them vibes. I just do. Or she could just be wearing sandals regularly. I'll make him back to that idea. But either way, I think I want her to be wearing sandals. And then she can be wearing. She can have like tattoos of trees and naturey stuff to kind of, or flowers. Flowers are more natural. But I guess it'd like better indicate her desire to be a part of nature with the treehouse. Is this a town that like has a lot of tree houses anyway? Because this is implying that she saw a bunch of tree houses and was like, I want to make a better one. So maybe. Okay, I think I'll let that off for just in case we're gonna add in a quick face. And if all is well, I may just throw on some colors real fast to test it out. I like the nature of that smile. I think it works. I like the eyes in the new drawing. How did I do that in the first one? You know what? Her eye was a lot more au natural too. So, need to not do any of that. I need to include some of my eyelashes, but that's how my style differentiates between male characters and female characters. But I gotta say, I think I will not be as scary as I usually do, because I just wanted to feel like some sort of kitty. Essentially. Yeah, we'll get that there. And then realness. So, yeah, I like that. And it goes along with the frizzy hair. Is that even frizzy hair? Looks like I should probably look it up. I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure if you won't be able to see my skin, but okay. Okay, it's gonna be a lot more mild than I was trying to be honest. It's mostly about adding in lots of strands after, but I like the thought of it being really chaotic in its shape and like unpredictable, sort of. I like something about the spikiness. It's not needed, but it works well. Not chaotic enough. But let's see. I pretty much started just by. Yeah. It was more mohawky before. Oops. Maybe it just is a mohawk. I don't know what the heck. Okay, so it's like a mohawk, but then it just kind of teeters off to the side instead of lying flat on her head. Or instead of going up like that, it flops down. So it covers her face, but it's not because, yeah. She's like the natural punk, okay? Oh boy. I don't know how I feel about it. I really, really don't. Maybe some sort of jewelry or something would help. Ooh, wait. To carry over the spiky shape, what if she just wears a spiky t-shirt underneath? Yeah. Okay. Okay, I like the vibes of that. Now, I'm just gonna quickly doodle her in full.
And then I realized that this video is long enough already and I could say this much more succinctly in a voiceover. So, hi. What I'm doing here is doodling out the full design of the character. I'm gonna put some really rough colors on this later, but for now I'm just sketching out a pose. And since I did enough of her smiling, I thought it'd be funny to portray both lizards. And speaking of funny, I just wanted to clarify that just because I said I wanted her to look a little hippie doesn't mean that I'm trying to say anything derogatory about the act of meditation, because I don't think that's a silly practice at all. I just know that to make the character look like someone who meditates, you kind of need to keep in mind the aesthetic people expect, like for a very stereotypical sort of thing. So that's not me portraying the stereotypes, it's just trying to make the character design as clear as possible. My favorite part of this is little Gecko Buyer, I think. I also figured out how to draw. Well, you'll see later. I figured out how to draw crossed legs, kind of. I crossed my legs really weird, so I was using myself for reference, and that was a bad idea. But anyway, she's just looking down at that little gecko and being a little bit freaked out and knocked out of her zone. I never did fix the hands properly, so if that's an annoyance, it's gonna say an annoyance. It's an annoyance to me, but we're here. It's done now, and I can tell you, it only gets a little better in the hands department, but the legs look more like legs, so I hope that's good enough. Anyway, it should be back to live speaking for a little bit here, so see you there.
Let's make it black line art like, so that we can try out the colors. Just real sloppy like, but now when I think of the purple, I imagine a real dark purple. I'm not thinking of like a bright purple. That can change, but for the time being, let's, that's a little saturated. On the light side, there we go. Maybe a little more saturated than that. There, that's a lot better. I think works can also be differentiated by leaving him dark instead of trying to, add some more frizzy factor here. Yeah, that's a lot. Fair skin tone. Okay. And I don't think I am going to leave those socks. They're going to be toes. Not that you can see it in the actual drawing that I did, because I thought it would be, if she's supposed to have a fair skin tone, let's play that up a whole lot, just so that it's quite clear what the prompt was. she just looks like she came out of the rock era, but then decided to hug a tree. That's rock kind of one side of the hippie era, so this is exactly wrong, I think. In any case, complementary color purple is yellow. I don't know if it's the best idea to go with complementary color. We can try it out at least. Okay, dark purple or yellow. Yeah, it's alright. I think we can do a bit better than that, to be honest. Green and purple always looks pretty nice together, to be honest. And it would, match her tree aesthetic thing. I was thinking her shirt would just stay a pure white, which may mean deepening her skin tone a little bit, or actually coloring it instead. But then a version of her hair color for the, it's like she just really likes purple. We'll see. I mean, this is real messy, but I think I like the colors. What we can do is keep the green, move it more towards the yellow spectrum to make it pop a bit more. Okay, I think maybe yellow green works a bit better just because it stand out more.
Alright, hi, voiceover Izzy is back. The one who knows how to project her voice. Yeah, I'm really sorry about how mumbly I sound in this. I didn't realize it at the time. I'll get better in the future. But for the voiceover part, at the very end, I'll be an intelligible human being. So what I'm doing here is I'm essentially just throwing on the colors that we figured out before onto the character. Really messily, because this is just a proof of concept sort of doodle. I wanted the pose to express that one element of her personality that I couldn't get before, but other than that, it's just the character drawn again. And if you ever want to see this character done in a full illustration, like maybe taking this sketch or a variation of it and actually polishing it up, I can definitely do that in a later video, but for now, this is what we've got, and I'm just gonna say a little bit about the background too, because I was actually, for just being messy with it, I did try and keep a consistent color palette. So what I did was the little gecko, which I actually do not like how I colored the little gecko, but the geckos are cute. I made him the sort of yellow-green that we see in the character. So that tied them together. And then the trees were the tree leaves were a lighter version of that green. And then I decided to make the bark of the tree a more purplish brown. And so that ties in the purple. Whereas if I had used a reddish brown, which is what I think is kind of the default, at least for me, if I'm just gonna draw brown, I'm gonna reach for a reddish brown. But the thing is, since this character has so much purple, making it a purpley brown helps make her a part of her environment, I guess. And the same thing with the sky. I made it more purpley blue. Oh, is that more of a warm blue? I think so. In whichever case, it's like a purpley blue sky. And I actually think it looks more sky-like, too. I didn't realize that. But yeah, when painting a digital sky, I guess it works best to go closer to the purple spectrum. And that is pretty much all that I have to say. So you know what? Thank you guys so much for watching if you got all this way. I know it's a long one, and I know it's not my most engaging one, but I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. Have a wonderful and joyful rest of your day, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye-bye.